Hi Woody, this is a more theoretical little thing of mine. On the one hand, the idea of practicing with music in the background is a nice one, so I'll try and show you what I've come up with during one of these practice sessions. It's really just still in practice. It's the idea of, that was pretty bad. It's the idea of, I have never seen myself do it, and I'm pretty sure I can't do it yet. But it's the idea of doing a Vernon one-handed shift in a natural gesture. If you do this even with the least bit of cover, I think it should be covered. But if you do it with, I can't do it yet. It's just something that I think can be done. I'm working on it for another reason, because I have a feeling that one should be able to do this where the bigger motion hides the smaller motion. It's not invisible. If you just keep the hand still, it's this. Actually, in Vernon's original, this is from the Vernon Chronicles. He sort of doesn't curl his finger beneath it, but I could never do without curling the finger beneath. So if you curl your index finger beneath, it's just that. It's a very logical sort of a shift. But anyhow, the other reason why I mentioned this one is because, and the reason why I think it can be done is because it's a rhythm thing. It's not clean technique. One of the differences between you and I think, is that your techniques are very, very clean. They're also in great rhythm, I have to admit. But my routines are not all they're not all the cleanest of the clean, or my moves are not all the cleanest of the clean. Some of them are, but I think rhythm is very important. And how do you keep a proper rhythm? Well, there's not a proper rhythm. I think every magician has a persona, and so the somewhat larger point of this little tape here is to give you my thoughts on persona. My own persona in this case, I have a gambling persona. I don't hardly do any gambling sleights, and the question is, why does everyone think that I have a gambling persona? And B, does it bother me, or do I think it's something good that I might as well try to increase it even more? And it turns out it's actually a good thing, but I never try to increase it. It just increases by itself. What I mean by that is, everybody asks me, or I tell people, that I used to deal in Las Vegas. So just by that alone, the experience that goes with having dealt in Las Vegas gets you. So in other words, if I can shuffle, they know I can shuffle like a Las Vegas dealer would, because if they buy the claim that I was a dealer in Las Vegas, they will give me at least credit for being able to do this, which to a lay person, and doing this at speed, by the way, this is with the proper dealer's handling. There's no, in other words, the shuffles have this hand fully extended. That's the way I always shuffle. Actually, it should be this. I mean, that's how you learn in dealing school. You have both hands extended. But anyhow, if you demonstrate to them that you you only know how to deal, you can do a shuffle like that in under 8 seconds. 1, that was pretty slow. 2, strip and shuffle. Now, in my heydays, I got this down to I think 4.2 seconds. They clocked me the shuffle at 4.2 seconds. That's pretty damn good. And this was not that fast, but it was definitely less than 8 seconds. 8 seconds, why? Because in a big casino you won't get tired if you take longer than 8 seconds. But if you're standing the way you're standing every day from the exact same height, and you don't have your fastest shuffle the first go around in the morning, but I always need about an hour, one go around, to be fully in the game, and I think I've done it in less than 4 seconds. I was clocked at 4.2, but that was not less than that. But anyhow, so that's one of the prerequisites of even dealing. So if you now do any magic trick, whatever magic trick I do gets put on top of just the dealing ability. So if I do an ambitious card move, and you do an ambitious card move, but if I put the 10 in the center, and it comes back to the top, and it's just shuffle, in their mind this connects to, it must be some sort of a cheating move, crossroad or a hustler, whatever. I mean, all of these skills, I'm being automatically, I'm being given credit for doing them, even though I don't. And I say, okay, that's what lay people do. But all magicians that I know, including you, and that's why I'm sending you this tape, you think, well, I'm a gambling expert. Well, I know something. It so happens that I do know something about gambling. That's true. But that doesn't relate to my ambitious card or some, Hitchcock aces or Triumph or any of these other routines that magicians do. I mean, they're just as mundane. They're no better or no worse than that of any other magician. They have to be judged on their own merits. But somehow, I find that people give me more credit than it's really due. And then maybe not just credit, but they think, okay, that's what the guy does. He does gambling routines. Because I'm fairly certain you've never seen me do any gambling routine. There's only one I do, and that's Mr. Lucky from Card Shark or something, where you cop out 4 aces and everybody gets 5 cards. The player does everything, and in the end, you switch your 4 aces for 4 different cards in his hand, and then you both have 4 aces. I would never show this to you because the method is, I mean, it's ridiculous. The magician, I mean, it's a gambler's move, yes, but you see a cop and when you see one, and then it's clear. I mean, the rest of the hand is utterly clear, but it's done nicely and in rhythm, but there's nothing in there that would remotely fool you. But that also happens to be the only gambling routine that I do. So I don't mind that, don't get me wrong, but and by the way, the second one I'm going to do is, of course, this thing on Fifth Street, Positively Fifth Street. But it's not necessarily one of the routines that I like. In fact, I hate 95% of all gambling routines because they're not authentic. But anyhow, I just wanted to mention that the notion of persona, I'm aware of why I am what I'm perceived to be, the gambling expert, and I certainly don't do anything to disrupt that notion because I like it, but I'm not necessarily one. I mean, I do some false deals, and I know a bit about false deals and even about stacking, but there's tons and tons of magicians who know all of that. I mean, there's most of that is really quite standard in certain magician gambler circle. I mean, what I'm saying is there isn't anything so far that I would know that sets me very much apart. I mean, nowadays, for maybe 20 years ago it was different, but nowadays you see magicians with just a decent pitch. They practice in the pitch. I mean, that's the one thing that a dealer does, but nowadays you see magicians with that, and so I think Steve Forte, of course, I'm looking forward to that. I really am. But anyhow, I'm a magician with a little bit of a gambling background, but not necessarily a gambling expert. But I enjoy when people perceive me as such. So anyhow, that's it for right now. Thank you.